Welcome to Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. My garden's starting to get out of hand. Let's go see how we handle that. Well, this morning was nice and cool, but today is kind of warm. But it's still good gardening weather. But this warmth has really made my tomatoes bush out. And they're going crazy. In fact, all that trimming I did and staking using the fence posts and the bamboo poles, well, my tomatoes have since dropped leaves down and grown bushy, and they're touching the ground again. They're bending over. They need another layer of bamboo poles to be put on those fence posts to hold them up. So what I did tonight is I put another set of poles, about a foot and a half up from the original, sandwiched in my bushy tomato plants, and tied them up and got everything stable. And that'll help protect them from the weight of fruit. They're starting to bear fruit now. And also from wind, since they're so big and floppy. Very briefly, here's what I've done with my tomatoes. I've come and added I've placed a second layer of bamboo poles there to hold up these growing gangly plants. You can see that this one could even use a third pretty soon. Getting pretty tall, about 4 feet tall there. And I've only had the energy tonight to just do the first 4 rows there, the tallest ones. And what I do is I go in here, you can see I sandwich the plants between these bamboo poles, and I tie them to the pole itself. Actually, that pulls the pole together and helps it sandwich things together. Now, these tomato plants, like right here, they look extremely bent, but tomato plants are very resilient if you don't break them, and even sometimes if you don't break them, they'll straighten up and turn skyward before too long, so you can just sandwich them in there like that. But got more work to do, but that's how we do it. Staking our tomatoes as they grow. Here, look at that, we already got fruit forming. Nice, beautiful tomatoes coming in. Beets are doing well. Beets are starting to bulb up now. Got some bulbs coming in at the bottom of some of these. 3 varieties there, all red beets. We got my onions doing well, doing a whole lot better since I mulched in there. Got me a volunteer tomato plant in the middle of my spinach. All that is perpetual spinach. All that is Swiss chard. Everything's doing great. Look at this chard. I got either snails or slugs in here enjoying a nibble off of my leaves. So that's okay. There's enough for everybody. There's enough to go around. Some beautiful colors down in there. Remember my pruned peppers. You can see all the peppers I'm getting on this jalapeno. There are a ton of them there. Same thing with most of my pepper plants. I've already got some little bell peppers forming there. You can see them right there. 2 of them on this plant, a lot of blossoms there. Hold on, Phoebe. But as you can see, also the slugs and snails, I think that's what they are. I really like my pepper plants too. Baby bok choy's doing well. Again, got lots of snails. I think that's snails. Cucumbers are doing well. They're climbing well, especially this one here. About as high as my tomato plants, about 4 feet high, filled with blossoms. Got little female flowers here with cucumbers forming. There's another one there. Now we fertilized by hand this female cucumber with one of the male flowers. I'll have a video on how to do that. Yeah, now my other cucumbers over there, they're not going as fast. I think that's just a variety thing. Samuel and I are kind of confounded with his 3 Sisters garden. These are little corn sprouts, but they haven't grown much, while the ones in this bed have grown quite well. In fact, it's almost time for us to plant our beans over here. So I think what we're going to do is plant another variety of corn in here and see if they do any better and see which one comes up quickest. And you gotta love these muscadines. Muscadine vines are doing great. In fact, let me show you something here if I can find one. I've got fruit coming in. Well, of course, there we go. These are blossoms, soon to be blossoms, which will be fertilized and turn into a cluster of grapes. Looking forward to that. 2nd year. Normally you wouldn't get these fruit until the 3rd year, but I got these from the ground up to the wire, and we divided the vine out and sent it down each side of the wire. And these are now mature vines ready to put on fruit. Project Ginger, doing great. Look at these ginger plants. These are the ones from the store. These are the tissue cultures from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Again, these are from the Asian food store. I don't believe these were treated in any way to prevent blossoming or sprouting. They did not. They did sprout, as you can clearly see. Potted plants are doing well. Have to stay on top of watering every single day now, especially with the Cherokee purples. These darker tomatoes seem to wilt quick. The ones that are in the darker pots and have darker foliage, water evaporates really quick. What do you want? Huh? What do you want? Basil will be made into pesto this week. I got some pine nuts on order, and we're going to make some freezer pesto. I'll show you how to do that. Big plants are looking like a jungle here. I got to water these pretty much every day, especially these older ones that have dense roots. I did not root prune this one. I did not root prune this one, and those two are very old plants. And with all the roots they have and all the foliage, they suck up a lot of water. I got to keep them hydrated. And so next year I'll have to root prune them and pot them up a bit, just because I don't want to have to water them every single day. All these smaller plants in the back part over here, these are a lot of my root cuttings, or cuttings that I rooted. There's the ones from this year. Some of the ones from this year are doing fine. And yeah, it's like a fig jungle right there. Grateful you joined me on Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. There's a little tour of the garden and how I handle those bushy tomatoes and trim them up a little bit as the season just goes on and on. They're getting so filled with fruit and blossoms, and I can't wait to start tasting some of that. I'm glad you spent some time with me in my garden tonight. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.